This is the month of mental health awareness. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Hey there, I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and we're going to look at how we can implement mental health awareness within our classrooms. And the reason for that is there's just so many children right now that are struggling with their social and emotional awareness and regulating their bodies or their minds. It's really important for us to implement it in our class. If you do it at home, it's really good for your children so that they learn how to articulate their own thoughts and feelings. For classroom, it's excellent for classroom management, right? Because if your children understand how to regulate their emotions, they're more likely to be able to focus and not, let's say, you know, go wreak havoc in your class. Not all of them are going to be doing that, but some might, and that's why we're going to be talking about it. So let's get right into this. Before we do it, I want to remind you that this is not a one-time fix strategy. It means you need to do this a few times in a week, if not every single day. Okay? And they're easy to implement in there. So let's start with the first one. The first one is calm down strategies. So what you want to do here is create a small little calm down area, nothing big and fancy, just a small space in your classroom so that children can go to this area and learn and find a space so they can calm their minds and their bodies down. The second is to teach them about different emotions and just how do we calm our minds by understanding these different emotions. And the third is journaling so that you can see where they've come from and where they're going. It also helps children see their own growth. Now, all of these strategies can be put into one place. I've got a resource for all of this so that you can learn how to implement it in a step-by-step, easy-to-use format. Okay, and I will link to that in the description as well as on my blog. The second one is hands-on activities. So here you want to be able to get your children to be excited about learning. It's not just here's a curriculum, let's follow the curriculum, but you take it where you want to go. And we're going to do this in a project-based learning format. So I've got a few resources that are, again, easy to use. All you do is print it out, and for the most part, your kids are just doing all the work by themselves, or they're doing some of it with their parents, and you integrate class time so that they have the opportunity to work on it. This helps them this excites them about learning. It also caters to the creative side of their brain. Okay? So that is the second one. The third is musical awareness. Now, this integrating music into your classroom will help lower blood pressure and really help ease anxiety in your classroom. And you can do this in 3 different ways. Number one is just play soft classical music, or really even pop music, but soft in the background to help lower the volume in your class or the noise level in your class. The second is to be able to add this so that your kids are able to transition from one subject to the next. And the third is just to add it to part of your art curriculum where your kids are learning how to create their own music and present their own music. It just helps them get excited about different forms. And it's not just instruments. It could be, singing, dancing, rapping, any form of music. All right. The fourth is to have a break. Now here we're talking about 2 types of break. One is a body break and the other one is a brain break. And we want to be able to do both because it helps to calm our children's minds and get them to focus better. I know a lot of teachers just say, let's do a body break, but it's important to do both. Now, a body break is where a child needs to move. So you can either get them to dance, to say things like just dance, or you can have them do some exercises like, let's say, how many crunches can you do in 30 seconds? Because then it starts to become a little bit competitive and a little bit exciting. Now, this is a body break. Brain break is something you could do where it doesn't require a whole lot of brain power, but it's some quiet work where they could, say, do an art activity. Maybe it's a guided drawing, or maybe it's just their own drawing, but it's just a way of getting them to calm and focus. There's no judgment. You're not assessing them on this. It's just their own space. Okay? And then the fifth one is practice gratitude. So here, when children come from an abundance mindset instead of one of deficit, they start to see what's good in their life and not just focus on, I want this, I don't have enough of this. It's, oh, I've got all of these wonderful things in my life. I've got all these wonderful people in my life. I am so thankful and grateful. This takes time to develop. It doesn't just happen overnight, right? You're not going to have a child work on a gratitude journal for 2 days and suddenly they're grateful for everything in life. This is a process. So I've got a whole whack of gratitude journals for different grade levels and different, and even though it says grade levels, it might be different learning needs. Let's go with that. You choose the one that works best for your class. I will link to it on my blog post. Thank you so much for joining me. In the meantime, I hope you remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Remember, actually, I forgot to recap, and I will do it right now. We talked about the importance of teaching our children about how to calm themselves down because of mental awareness. We've also looked at 5 different strategies to do that. Number 1 is calm down strategies. We've looked at hands-on activities. 3 is mental awareness, or no, musical awareness. 4th is have a break, and 5 is practice gratitude. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye.